All right, so thanks for watching today. A little bit late on this video, but hopefully you can use it for some updates and things that you want to try with. So today we're going to go over these 4 or 5 different options here, things that I've noticed that can help and might be small things that will definitely increase the quality of your renderings, as well as just add to the kind of customizing options to what you can do with your different projects and rendering. So the first one is going to be saving camera angles and animations, which can definitely help with saving camera views and creating nice looking animations that you can send to your clients. The highest render settings that you can get, changing room colors, that involves changing floors, ceilings, walls, which is a new thing. Quickly replacing scenic tiles, and custom LED shapes and other shapes that you can get into your projects, and kind of the best way to do that. So we'll start off here with saving camera views. So what I have here is just kind of a large widescreen setup with some seating, kind of a wide-ish room. And what I'm going to do is go up here to the view option here and then saved over here in saved cameras. We kind of redid this camera setup recently. And so if you have cameras saved from previous projects, in your old projects, when you click on them, some of them might not work correctly. So what you might need to do is just go back and basically, or delete them. So basically hit this minus button here and click on the camera if it's not working there. So hit the minus button to delete any that you have, and then you can either go into the orbit view or the first person view and create some camera views. So I'm just going to go here, and I'll show you kind of how I usually do this. So I'll create a camera view here. If your focus settings is set to on, which it is by default, then you're going to want to right click on the subject on the stage usually, because if you click kind of closer to the camera here, it's going to get out of focus the people that are on stage. And also, if you see all these kind of black outlines too, and you want to get rid of those, you can go up to visuals and turn off the contrast option, and that will do that as well. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go into camera here, and I'm just going to stay in my orbit view. It's a little bit easier this way. The first person camera view does give you some more options as far as getting like wide angle views and stuff like that. And once I have it set, I'm just going to hit the plus sign, and then I might really quickly go to like the center camera, and to make sure that the camera is centered, I can hit orbit again, and that'll put it in the center, and then I might just like move back by holding my S key on my keyboard here, maybe zooming out with my mouse wheel. And so I'll do a camera view there, and then I might do like one close-up maybe up here or something. Cool. And so now I have 3 camera views, and you can use these now in multiple ways. So if I were kind of moving around my screen, and maybe I wanted to quickly adjust something, maybe I wanted to select all of these uplights that I have sitting here which aren't doing anything, I can select them and then go back to this camera view and then change things. This allows me to just kind of quickly see camera views without having to kind of go back and forth to them. So definitely a nice thing to do, especially towards the end of when you're working on your project and you want to be able to move around quickly and not have to keep kind of finding camera views. And then it's lastly good for when you want to actually create your rendering. That way, if you ever come back, you can always just go exactly to that same spot you'd saved and then create another rendering from there. And those save over for new projects too, so anytime you save a new project, you can go back to it. All right, and then once that's done, I'm going to use the animate button here. And so the way that this works is it just animates through those 3 camera views that I just set. So it'll remove the user interface and do a slow kind of camera motion between those 3 camera views. And right now we don't have a perfect way to export a great MP4 or video file, so we allow you to just create the animation by screen recording. And so far this works really well just because it's basically you're getting an instant video, so you just record your screen and then hit start and stop when the animation starts and stops, and then you immediately have your video. So it's a fairly quick method to do it for now. All right, and then so the next thing here we'll talk about is the highest render setting. So maybe before you actually create your renderings, you would want to do this. When you first load into the application, it will usually be set to this high 1080 option here in the settings. And if you want to go to the highest settings, you just click this and go to this 100%. And basically this is going to be your highest render setting. So I would normally set this to this setting once you want to create your renders, or whenever you want, really. We just default it to this one because it can help sometimes when you're loading up the application to help it load a little bit smoother and faster. But I typically leave it on the highest setting because it still runs fine with it, and it definitely looks better. And so if you have it on your highest setting, when you create a rendering, it'll just look that much better. So if let's say I wanted to do a camera view that was, excuse me, really close like this, and maybe I even wanted to see these subtle pixels in the LED screen over here. If I rendered this out in 4K and had this setting at the highest, it's going to show me all that detail really nicely. So it's going to look really nice. Okay, next thing then is changing room colors. So this is a new thing, but over here in our build section, if you're creating a custom room or a basic room with this option in this room setting, you have these different options: ceiling, floor, walls, and right now we just have a number of materials you can use, and this is kind of something that we've been wanting to add for a while. But basically now you can choose your different options here, like your floors and stuff like this. But then now you can go in and select this color picker here, and when you change it, it'll allow you to change the color of the walls or the ceiling or the floor. And so this can be nice if you want to make it look a little more like the room that you're going to be in, or maybe you want maybe you like the ceiling or something, it's fine. Excuse me, but you just want it to be darker, so you might just turn the color of it down so it's less white. So I'll go over here to my floors, and maybe I'm okay with this, but I want this to be like a different color, maybe like a gray or something like that. So you have a little more control over that. And then if I zoom out a little, it'll keep the texture of the wall that you add to it. So maybe this texture right here, but I'm just going to change the texture. I need to hit this one. And so yes, it'll change the texture of the wall. So again, that just kind of gives you a little more option to adjust and kind of finely tune some stuff here. So now you can get kind of a darker wood tone on your walls or something like that if you wanted to. All right, and then next we're going to go over really quickly some replacing scenic tiles. So let me just turn the lights a little lower here. All right, so scenic tiles can be added in a number of ways. You can go over to the scenery option here and add a certain dimensions, and it'll automatically populate a bunch of scenery in. So I think these LED walls are in front of it right now, but if I move them back, we would see this. And so what I just wanted to explain here, I'm just moving this LED wall through the wall here. Let me just move it all the way back. Is that you can go in and select individual tiles and then replace them if you want. So if I wanted to just do some columns or something, I might do, I don't know, like five feet wide. And what I'm going to do is this is all going to be grouped together. So if I wanted to like create some separate columns of these, I'm just duplicating these, and I'm going to go into the group. I'm going to turn this group lock function off here. And then I can select any one of these tiles like this. Just select some of them here. And so from here, I actually want to go into this add objects button into decor. And now I have the option of replacing any individual tiles. So I just need to drag in these ones to replace it. So I can keep replacing these tiles to see which one maybe I want to replace with. So this is definitely really nice for iterating and finding out what different things work for whatever you're using here. And this would definitely work well if you're using in the sort of beginning section of this. These are some kind of templated panels you'll see here. Again, they'll come out in a group like this. And so there's two ways to select the tiles within the group. You can either turn this group lock button off, or if it is locked, you can actually just click and drag down like this, and it'll just select those tiles, and then I can replace them to something different. So something like this. So I would just want to go into here and replace. I'm going to rotate around this object here. Cool. And so that's kind of how I can change tiles and iterate with this. And so once I have this the way I want it to, now I can just select the whole thing and duplicate it and do whatever I want with that. But it just makes it a lot quicker to kind of iterate with scenery tiles and that sort of stuff. when you know these small things to be able to basically select the objects within them. So I might, again, if I click and drag, it's going to select the objects within the group here. Oops. You got to be kind of careful when you do it, because you could end up selecting something behind it or whatever. But yeah, once you get used to it, it's definitely nice to have. Okay, cool. So that is that. I might move my curved LED walls back in here because they look a little better. And by the way, with these, I just have two curved LED screens that I added from this screen section here, and then I just kind of joined them in the middle here. Okay, I'm going to jump back in this. My camera just froze, so I had to kind of reset for a second here. But lastly, I want to talk about adding custom shapes in. So right here, I just added these two objects in here. I'll just kind of redo this real quick here. So so in the situation where you might want like a custom shaped LED or a custom cutout of some kind, or just a custom shape in general, you can upload a PNG image is kind of one of the easier ways to do it. You could also use a basic shape from over here, so maybe a triangle, and then adding images and kind of reshaping them. You can set the dimensions of them, and you can do a bunch of stuff with these basic shapes, like adding color to them, kind of making them glow. So different things you could use those for as well. But if you want a more specific custom shape, and kind of an easier way to do it is just to upload a PNG image of it. So maybe you're able to make a graphic of it in a photo editor of some kind. So in this case, I just have a circle with a hole in it, pretty basic. If I want to project on it, I probably just want to leave it white. However, if you have a graphic on it, so if I had something more like this graphic, you could just use this and basically increase the intensity to kind of make it work as a LED panel if that's what you were using it for. But if not, you can, again, just use a white shape and something like this, or whatever shape you want. If you wanted to make it look like it was projected onto, I might let's do like 3 of these. It's kind of some abstract thing here. This background is starting to look really busy, but either way, it's just an example. So, all right, so what you would do from here is you'd select these 3 objects, and then you would also select the projector, and you'd hit set on this. And I think I skipped the step of dragging in the projector. You're going to go down to screens, and you're going to drag in this first projector here, and you can see there's an image on it right here. And what you want to do is just select those scenery objects that you want to project onto, and then select the camera. I'm sorry, the camera and the projector, and then over here you have projection settings, so you can increase the intensity of it. You can change the size, all sorts of things, and you can change the image just by selecting a different image over here. So if I wanted to use that same image that I have going here, you can use that as well, or something totally different. So anyway, so definitely some stuff to play with there, with custom shapes and working with that sort of stuff. Cool, so that's pretty much it for this week. I'll try to make another video. I know this one's coming out a little late. I'll try to make another one next week, but until then, see you later. Thanks.